boy. Um, Turned 41 years old last week, and I just realized that I accomplished more at 40 than I thought I was going to. And a lot of that has to do with the fact I thought I'd still be living in the car. Now, even though I still live out of the car, technically, because I go and pick up a bunch of stuff off Facebook Marketplace and things of that nature, I finally have my situation a little more consistent where I'm actually sleeping better, being more productive, but the money hasn't started rolling in like I would hope it would. But that's okay because the money will start rolling in. Actually, I had a record month because I'm starting to figure some of this stuff out. You know, some of the stuff you get online from gurus about how to grow social media and how to grow an online business and how to make money while you sleep, and all these guys are so buff and so big and so and show off their lifestyle online. You don't realize that some of that took luck, some of that took investment of funds, and some of it took a lot of hard work that took 10 years. So the roller coaster ride of what I'm going through right now is insane because I've had my emotional up and downs, had a lot of just a lot of things dumped on me. But the reality is I keep going. I keep moving forward. I keep trying to process how every day I can make my life a little bit better. And I believe here this next year, August 1st through August 1st, I'll be 42 years old by the time we get to August 1st of 2026. And I believe I'll be in a lot better position in life than I was this last year. It's just everything seems to be going in the right direction. And, even though it's not something that is exploding, this Facebook Marketplace thing where I'm going and picking up free stuff and putting it online and selling it for cheap, that's actually been working out to like put gas in the gas tank for Uber. So it's just kind of taking money, reinvesting it into the gas tank, and that way the profit from Uber is a net. And I've kind of figured out, because now they've kind of switched my days off at work to Thursday, Fridays. And that actually is beneficial because yesterday on Thursday, I did 2 Uber trips. I did 2 Uber sessions. I did a 12-hour in the morning and I did a 5-hour in the evening. That gave me time today to do laundry here, where I'm not rushing around and panicking and having a heart attack over, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to get Uber done, because today's Friday, which means I can start a little bit later. And I have gotten 3 Uber sessions in on my days off instead of 1.5. So I've doubled my production just by having my days off switched. So that's awesome. So there's a lot of things moving in the right direction, and I'm very excited about it. The things I'm not excited about is I'm not excited about the fact that I've come to the conclusion that people will either be in my life or they won't be, and that I can't navigate or negotiate that. Either people are going to be in my life as a friend, as a family member, as a girlfriend, boyfriend. There's no forcing people into your life. They come and go. People come and go. And I'm in the car, yeah. And it's been a hard lesson that I've had to learn the last 3 months. So since basically May of this year until today, you can't force people. Yeah, exactly. And, no matter how you feel about people, no matter how much you pour your energy into them, if they do not reciprocate that energy, if they're distant with you, they talk shit about you behind your back on the internet, They talk crap about you to an industry you're in. You know, they tell you, hi Braden, they tell you that, you know, very intimate things about how they feel about you. And then they turn around and use language that is no longer intimate and loving. You have friends that you thought were friends, but then they don't call you or contact you, or they don't call you back for like 5 months, but they call everybody else around you. You can't force people to be in your life. You just got to roll with the punches. And the reality is it's just less distractions. You know, that's what I've learned. I'm running into less distractions. I've had to let go of a lot of people in my life because they already had let me go. But my ego and my intention of not being lonely or having somebody to talk to or somebody hang out with has left me. Like, I no longer, when somebody decides to ghost me, friends, family, etc., I just match their energy now. Like, okay. And if they want to come back in my life, they can. If they don't, c'est la vie. That's how I feel about things right now, because I've got so many ambitions I want to hit. I have so many goals that I want to accomplish by August 1st, 2026, that I can't be sitting in a corner pouting over somebody not wanting to hang out with me. If I got to be alone for the entire year, if I have to be alone where I don't hang out with anybody, where I don't have anybody calling me, I don't have anybody texting me, if that's what it's going to be, as The Rock says from the WWE or WWF, just bring it. But I'm tired. I'm tired of pouring energy into people. It's crazy. Yeah, Skylar, thank God it's Friday, but technically it's my Sunday if you want to be technical. So it's just one of those things, like, you get to a point in life where when something incredible will happen to you, sometimes you have to share it alone. Sometimes you won't have somebody to call and celebrate with. Sometimes you have to take the wins and celebrate them on your own. Like I say a lot on this channel and a lot of other things that I talk about, is I have come to the realization over the last year that people, human beings, do not want to be around a work in progress. They don't want to be around the guy that lost everything and is rebuilding. They don't want to be around the guy that's driving a 1988 Honda Civic while trying to build a company called Amazon. They don't want to be around the guy that slept on a cot and barely showered while building a platform called PayPal. They don't want to be around that guy. They want to wait until they got $200 billion in their account. Now, that's an exaggeration, but what I'm meaning by that is everybody's waiting at the finish line. Nobody's waiting on the journey. And here's the secret, though. If you can find somebody, and I specifically want to say this to men specifically, okay? If somebody actually wanted to be there for the journey with me, if there was a woman that came into my life that wanted to be on the journey of the rebuild, I would never let that person go. But that's not possible. And the reason why it's not possible, folks, is not because of some romantic thing or some dramatic thing. It's because literally we are built for solidarity when we're building something. Noah's Ark is a biblical sense. Noah did it mostly by himself. Everybody thought he was crazy until the flood came and the boat came. And then they got a boat. Now all of a sudden they want to hop on the boat. Now the project's finished and they see water coming. They see a flood coming. They're like, I'm out. Can we get on the boat now, Noah? Right? When, a lot of the, you look at in the depths of human history, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, as it was falling apart, everybody bailed on Caesar. But when everything was good, hail Caesar. So that's just the way we're built as a species, as humanity. And when we know that, and we have figured that out, and we don't make it dramatic or get emotional about it or get sad about it or get depressed about it, it becomes something very powerful. It becomes something that drives you. It becomes something that takes your ambitions and takes your wants and your needs and what you want to accomplish, and it amplifies your desire to accomplish them. And that's what I've discovered. That's the secret sauce. The secret sauce isn't going to the gym and self-improvement books and all that baloney, all that malarkey. It's just a mind shift from going from being anxious and depressed because people don't want to be around you to realizing they weren't meant to be around you while you're building yourself. And that's the difference between the guys that have it all, or the people that have it all, and the people that have none. Yeah, free samples, I'm still here. I've just been doing a lot of short form content for this channel. I've been experimenting like crazy, but I'll tell you why I've been away for a little bit. I've been away for a little bit on this channel because I got to a point where someone I believe is very special to me came into my life, and there were a lot of things that were said, and there were a lot of things that were talked about, and then like 10 days later, it was gone. Like, absolutely, like it's not even there anymore. I know that sounds crazy, and that probably sounds like something out of a reality TV show or something, but it's the truth. Like, for 3 days, like, there were intense conversations about what a future would look like. Rebuilding a school bus into a house, taking an old Class A motorhome and building it into a sustainable house with sustainable energy. There were conversations with a few other folks about joining a podcast and, doing interviews. There were conversations from folks about me running a marketing team for a big company in the RV industry. There were talks about people wanting me to go down and run stores or teach people how to run stores. And there was like 4 or 5 days of that, between someone I fell in love with, someone that, some folks that I was working towards business ideas with and business plans with, and within 10 days, it's all gone. Every piece of it gone. And that's just, unfortunately, the way the cookie crumbles. And I had to think about it. I'm like, why did that happen? Why did it happen to me? And then I figured it out. And that's why I'm back. I needed some time to just kind of dive in and go, what happened? Why did it happen? And how can I prevent that from happening in the future? No, it's okay, brother. It's okay, free samples. Don't worry about it. And I figured it out. I figured out why. It goes back to the same thing I've been saying for the entire year that I've been talking about rebuilding. The entire year I've been talking about living out of a car, living out of a trailer, rebuilding my life. It's the same reason why. It was a reminder of what is possible at the finish line. But it also taught me that when I get to the finish line, that I have to be careful who I allow in my life. Don't listen to people's words anymore. When somebody says that they love you, they're your whole heart, you're their everything, when they talk about you're the best in the industry and we can't wait to have you on board, when you hear the words, we're gonna make you this and make you that, when they talk about we want to bring you on board as a partner, no longer listen to people's words. Watch their actions. Their actions will tell you a lot more than what their words will. And that's the secret sauce. It was a reminder that it was like God had come down and teased me with a preview of what's going to happen at the finish line. That if I keep going down the path I'm going to reach the finish line. And when I get there, there's going to be all these silver-tongued devils that are going to talk a good game. And I need to brace myself, that I need to filter out all the silver-tongued crap and watch what people actually do. It was a reminder of that. And it was, and so now I know the lesson, right? I can't allow people to hop on my back after I did all the work. Oh yeah, we were 100. Don't forget the little guy. I heard that so much over the last 2 years from people that said they were friends of mine. When you make it, don't forget how the little guy. Don't forget where you came from. You know why I have to say that? Fuck you. Where were you guys the last 18 months while I've been struggling to find something to eat? That's all I have to say. You know, it's like, for example, one of the biggest examples I can give you about this, right, is there's a guy in the RV industry, and every time I talk about his brand in a negative light, like I do with every brand, I give every edge of what the RV industry is. He sits in his $200,000 car, calls me a blowhard, writes a fucking book in the comments section, and then like expects me to like apologize to him. Dude, you got millions of dollars in the bank, sitting in a $200,000 car, being a crybaby because somebody's picking on me. That's why, sure. So if I am so in the wrong, if I am so far off base, why does almost every RV YouTuber out there follow me? Why? Why does almost every one of them? Maybe in silence, maybe in quiet, maybe not all on YouTube or all on TikTok. Maybe sometimes it's on LinkedIn, sometimes it's on Instagram, sometimes it's on Snapchat. Why do they all follow me? They don't follow me because of for their health. They follow me because I have information that has always come out to be true in one way or another, in one fashion or another. So, you know, all these guys that promise that they were my friends that haven't contacted me in like 6 months, a year, go fuck yourself when I can make it. Seriously. There's a handful of people that are ready to receive me when I reach the finish line because they've been there. Handful of people. And one of them I was married to and had kids with. Imagine that. A woman that no longer wants to be with me, no longer wanted to be with me, went through all the things that you go through when you reach midlife crisis type stuff. You have 2 incredible kids with. That person's still there. Maybe in more of a friend capacity, in a platonic capacity, more like a, like, it's strange. Like, you go from like 2 bulls in a china shop to, hey, I'm there for you when you make it. Hey, I'm there for you when things happen. I have another friend that he calls me probably 3 times a week just to make sure I'm doing okay. Just to make sure I had something to eat. I have 3 other friends, they're female friends, that on my birthday, they were the only people outside of my kids and outside of their mother that remembered my birthday on my birthday, besides my brother. That's it. I didn't get a text from nobody else. These 3 friends showed up and took me out to dinner. Only people to remember. Those are the people I'm going to remember when I hit the finish line. And I'm getting closer and closer to it. I'm not going to remember Joe Blow from 10 years ago that I worked with that didn't give a shit if I lived or died. Sorry. Not going to happen. So, until tomorrow.